Yo, can you hear me? Is it clear?
Yeah, man. What up, though? How you doing, man?
Smooth, man. I'm smoother than a baby's chest, man. Smoother than a baby's chest. What's good with you?
Nothing much, man. Over here chilling, sitting back, feeling this cool African breeze, man.
Yeah, ain't
Feeling
nothing
this
wrong with
cool
that, man.
East African breeze.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
be
most
specific.
definitely. For sure. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
Shoot. I'm out here on the same thing. Just inside the vehicle with it. Mosquitoes kind of
Yeah,
heavy.
got me a little bit of chest warm. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
most definitely gotta have that. Gotta
saying?
have the
Warm the chest.
campfire.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
But yeah,
For
man.
sure.
What you
But
what you
yeah, man.
got? What you got for the day, man? I
And we
see the
got
title right there.
the second installment exactly of the Jewish Fable, but this one is the Crafty Counsel. And what it's going to be touching on is how they counsel against the continent. Like, you know, we grew up amongst these churches and these gatherers and stuff. We was always taught that the land of Israel that we know today is the land that they took crafty counsel on. But throughout history, you can see that a lot of nations actually counseled against the continent of Africa and partied it out and things of that nature. The
Mm,
stuff that we read in the scriptures, you see more of that in Africa than you do up there in that little piece of land. So yeah, that's what we got
mm,
today, man. That's what we gonna go to most high willing, man. It come out clear. We can edify through the spirit and you know, like I said on the first installment, I pray most high willing folks have an open ear to just hear the information that we trying to present. It's part of waking our people up. Is exposing all the truth. You know,
so I'm
so
gonna tell
yeah,
you like this,
that's what we got.
based on what I just heard you say right now. What you just told
Mm-hmm.
me right now, based off what I heard you just tell me, man, it's gonna be another controversial situation, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some feathers ruffled. You know what I mean? It's gonna be something like
Mm-hmm.
that, man. I seen something I was watching the other day, right? Where you had
Mm-hmm.
brothers, and this what killed me about our people, man. You can have people talking about anything. They'll sit back there and talk about anything. Uh, but as soon as you start relating stuff to the Bible that people don't feel is spiritual, where's the spirit at in that, right? Well, the spirit is the word. So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm relaying anything to the word, I'm in the spirit, right? So now check it out.
Mm-hmm.
You will have brothers that'll come on there and say stuff like that, right? Like, hey man, But the thing is, okay, you was just having a nonsensical conversation talking about who better, Kobe or LeBron, or Jordan
Mm-hmm.
or LeBron. You know what I'm saying? You're sitting there having a nonsensical conversation about an idol. But then when somebody bring out the Most High in any way outside of what you think they should be bringing it out for, you got a problem with it. So we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
we gonna ruffle some feathers. You know what I'm saying? And hey, man, look, we can't please everybody. We ain't here to please nobody, no way, but
Most,
the
cer-
Most High. So
most
yeah,
definitely.
man.
That's perfectly said, man. That's real talk. And with our people, that's what you got to do with our people. That's the perfect word, ruffle some feathers. With our people, that's what we got to do to wake them up. Not just we as in me and you, but we as in a whole, those of us that got information that need to be shared. You really got to ruffle our people up, ruffle some feathers. Because other than that, shoot, they want a smooth talking. They want some of that smooth talking. It's going to be all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
I see $1,000 in your future. Nah, we about to
I,
ruffle some feathers with this one.
I
The
got
Lord
a
gonna deliver
feeling
you up out of there.
everything
No,
gonna
we
be
gonna
all
ruffle
right. Oh, I got a feeling. That's what our people
some,
want, though,
man.
man.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when
Sure.
Christ say, they, hey, as soon as you hear him hollering peace, peace, then comes sudden destruction.
Mm,
Nah,
mm-hmm. Most deaf. That's straight up. So yeah,
but
hey,
yeah, man.
we ruffle some feathers this one. So Yeah, but hey, we're gonna go ahead and go in. It's your host with the most jokes, with his man with the 100 grand, young Bill and OG Bobby Johnson.
100 grand
But
shillings.
no,
Get that right. 100 grand shillings.
man, that junk sound good. But yeah, man. Hey,
You know what I'm
we gonna
saying?
go in and we gonna do what it do, most high willing, man. Sure. So, man.
That's right. We in here.
Yeah, sure.
We in here, man. Let's get
Yeah,
it,
for
man.
sure.
Hey, let's get it. Let's
Let's
go
get it.
ahead on into it, man. Let's get it moving. You know what I'm saying?
All
Let's
right,
let's
let's
kick
go
this
ahead and
thing off.
start. For sure. Oh, yeah, we gonna kick it off with this right here. As y'all see in the title, the Crafty Counsel. What we gonna do is see what is this word what's up with the word counsel? Why is that so important? Everybody use it, but why do they use it? What's the purpose of this word? What do it symbolize? What's the purpose of it? So let's get the definition, and then we're gonna get some of the similars to it. So the definition here is advice, especially that's given formally. So the counsel means to advise someone, especially that's given formally. And so now we're gonna go into some of the similars or similarities, words that resemble the same thing. And the first word is, of course, advice. So you being counseled, they're advising you on something. Then you got guidance. So they guiding you, leading you, or giving you the next word, which is directions. But what's key with this particular topic that we're touching on tonight is this next word, instructions. When the scriptures in Psalms 83 say they have took crafty counsel, it's going into this right here. They have given crafty instructions. And then you got the next word, which is information. Through this counseling, they would come with certain information that'll help them fulfill their agenda. And we're going to go into that real soon about some of the information that helped them fulfill some of their agenda. And then, another word we got is enlightenment. And here go another key word right here, recommendation. These people recommended, if you got a counselor, they will recommend that you do certain things so you could proceed through your program or whatever the word I'm looking for right there. So this is a key word too, recommendations. And here go another one, suggestions. We suggest that you do this, that, etc. So this over here can get accomplished, Then you got hints, tips, pointers, guidelines, ideas, opinions, views, facts, data, warning, admonish, and then you got caution. But the main words that I wanted to get right here is advice, direction, instructions, and recommendations. And most high willing through this here segment that we have, we're going to show the advice and directions that they took and the recommendations as well and instructions that they took, to fulfill what they had to fulfill. And one would
Hey,
ask,
bro.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Nope. I don't want to cut into your thought. I thought you was done. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, one would ask, like, what is you talking about? Recommendation? Who had recommendation? Who instructed something? Well, like I said, in a few minutes, once you finish with what you about to come with, we gonna show them what was recommended and what was the instructions. Because like I said, as soon as we started this, is that we was taught that up there and that Israel that we know today is the Holy Land. But when you look at historically, and then as well as the scriptures, and you look at Africa, you kind of see something going on. You're like, hold up. Could that be the land that was parted? Could that be the land that they took and the people that they took crafty counsel on? So, we're going to show some videos and some literature to give people some understanding where we're going with this counsel word. And I rest my case for right now. Go ahead.
Now, I wanted to say this about counsel since you brought out the word counsel, right? I just wanted to bring this forth and say, like, because people don't may not understand. They may or may not understand that counsel. You may have wise counsel, then you got wicked counsel. You have, which would be conspiracy. So now I just want to say this: any wise king makes sure that he keeps wise counsel around him. And so if you uphold yourself in your mind to the point of you if and I'm gonna say this just like this: if anybody upholds themselves to be anybody of value, you make sure you have wise men around you, because these will be those who will be able to counsel you in certain matters, formally or informally, right? They'll consult you. They'll come speak to you and let you know, hey, I don't think that's a good idea. Now, hey, I'm not gonna force it on you. I'm just recommending that and showing you, like, hey, look, this is not the right way to go, or this is the right way to go. So you got wise counsel and you got wicked counsel. You also have and go ahead, bro, because you see what's going on over here. You
Yeah,
hear
nah,
you
but
hear your
hey, you
man in the
right though.
background coming in, hitting
Yeah,
high note.
it's crazy. I was just about to say that. Like, there you go. But yeah, you right though. You got wise counsel, and then you got the wicked counsel, which is this crafty counsel that we're gonna touch on. The crafty counsel is the wicked counsel. In order to be crafty, you got to be conniving or sneaky or something like that. So that's why this second segment was titled as the crafty counsel.
Hey, can you
Because
pull that crafty out? Can you get crafty?
it's great. I was just about to do that. Most definitely. I'm about to do that now. I'm just about to do that, y'all. Yep. See, this is why it's good to operate in tools, man. Here you go. Can you see it? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And this is the definition for crafty. And we're going to get some similars because I'm seeing some key words down here. Okay. The first definition for crafty is clever at achieving one's aim by direct or deceitful methods. I'm going to read that again. Clever at achieving one's aims by indirect or deceitful methods. So when it's saying crafty counsel, it's saying deceitful information. When you get the similarities, cunning information, because just so happened that's the first word right here in the similars, cunning. These people was cunning. They'll come to our communities, and the way they approach us, they make it look like it's peaceful, but in reality, there's war in their heart. The next one is guileful. Wow, what is that? Willy. The next one is artful. We got devious, sly. We already know what that is. Here it go right here. Tricky, crafty counsel, tricky counsel. That's key right there. Sly and tricky. Those the three words right there. Cunning, sly, and tricky are the three key words. So you got crafty counsel. You got tricky information. Man, they done tricked the mess out of they tricked the mess out the whole world with the information that they presented before us. And even those of us that say that we woke, a lot of the people that say that they woke still being tricked too, because a lot of this woke stuff be, how should I put it? We were just talking about it earlier on a religious standpoint. So you still kind of boxing yourself in to open your mind up all the way to really see the full truth. So even people that's claiming that they woke is being part of this trickery. So I'm glad you said bring out that crafty though, for real, because that's key right there. Crafty counsel. So yeah, man. Hey, Most High
Yeah,
willing,
man.
I guess. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. And that's the thing. It says the first definition says clever at achieving one's aims by indirect or deceitful messages. Now, who is the deceiver?
Satan.
Who was the deceiver? All right, so we just establishing a foundation before we go into this what we going into tonight. This is us establishing the
Most definitely.
foundation. So when you see crafty counsel, you already know what that is. That's satanic counsel. Straight
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yep.
That's what it is. The deceiver is Satan. A devil, the definition for a devil is a deceiver.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in before you move on, bro. But hey, I'm following you,
Yeah.
my guy.
Hey, all praises, Most High willing, man. Like I say, this information be presented correctly, Father will, and people really grasp where we going with this. Because, like you said, the deceiver, of course, is Satan. And we understand that Satan only got a little bit of time. When he was hurled from the heavens, he was mad, peed off. So now, through him being mad or whatever, he made war with the woman. And when he made war with the woman, what'd he do? He created this crafty counsel, deceitful counsel, to wage war against the woman. But thank the Most High that the earth swallowed up some information and now it's spewing it out, and the earth spewing that information out, and we try to give it back to the people. So, hey, Most High willing, man, like I said, folks understand where we're coming from with this and really take it in and digest it. Because this, hey, Most High willing, this one gonna be a good one. Sure. So yeah, you got something else? Anything else more on this?
Nope. I'm rolling with you,
All
bro.
right. All right. Well, shoot. Well, hey, we can go ahead and slide into this first joint then. Um, this first video we're gonna go into is actually about the council that they took. And the council that they took was in 1884. It was called the Berlin Conference. A lot of people don't know about this. A lot of people wonder, like, how did all these Europeans and all these people, these Gentiles or whatever, get up in Africa? This is the first step that they took to get up in here. They came with some deceitful, or what's the word we had right here? Some tricky or cunning information. Crafty counsel, cunning information. So yeah, the first video we're gonna go into
Say real quick,
is the uh-huh.
real. I don't know, but why we got this word crafty up before we pull that up? Do you mind us going and grabbing that Psalms 83 just to
Uh-huh.
get that crafty counsel? Do you
Yeah.
mind that?
You say why?
No, I'm saying while we got this the
Say it.
crafty, while we dealing with the crafty counsel, let's go on and grab Psalms
Uh-huh.
83 so we can
Okay.
show in the scriptures where the crafty counsel come in at. So
Most
so
deaf. I'm
so
glad you said that. I
so
actually
we can
meant to do that.
yeah, so we can line it all up so that way, you know what I'm saying, people can get a great understanding of what it is we talking about. So they don't think we going off. Look, this Bible
Mm-hmm.
prophecy. Now we bringing forth a podcast today, right? But the things that we bringing forth is coming straight from the word. It's coming straight from the spirit. It's not us. You understand? So if you can pull that up real fast.
Mm-hmm. I'm going in now. 1 second. Wait for it to come up. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Psalms 83. Hey, all praise to the Most High. That's why Christ said, send them out in twos. Because I actually meant to do this, but the act reminded me, praise the Most High. So, this Psalms 83, and basically this
I
is,
got I got it.
huh?
I'll read it.
Oh,
You ain't
okay,
gotta worry
okay.
about it.
Yeah.
I'll read it. This Psalms 83,
Mm-hmm.
verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold thy peace and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Verse 3. they have taken his enemies, God's enemies, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So, so,
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, if you want to expound on it, but it says they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and have consulted against thy hidden ones.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, and it's crazy. The second definition for that counsel that we had right there said a consultation.
Yep.
The second
Yep.
definition,
Perfect.
it said a consultation. It says and consulted against thy hidden ones. So these
Mm-hmm.
people, God's enemies, they made a tumult, an uprising. And they that hate God, they lifted up the head, meaning they got proud against him and said, you know what, we about to do something to the Most High, to God, and to his
Mm,
people. They have taken
mm,
crafty counsel, third verse, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So there's that crafty counsel right there, that satanic counsel, that deceitful counsel. The fourth verse say they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent.
mm,
They are confederate against thee. So
mm.
there we have it. There we have it right there. Just what the definition that the brother brought out, the two definitions that he brought out, come straight from the Bible. This the word right here. And what we finna go into is gonna give some understanding on what these people that are God's enemies came together and consulted craftily against his people to do. So
Yep.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
that's perfect, man. Hey, all praise, cause hey, that's perfect. Cause that's gonna that this right here just lead it straight into the video, bro. Because it said they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So all these nations that consulted against the Most High's people will have they agreed on one thing. And throughout this whole little segment we about to do, we're gonna show y'all what that one thing was that they all consented to. And as the scripture just said too as well, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So that's key right there as well, because we looking at these people up here in that Israel now, talking about they Israel, but the Bible said that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So we about to, segue into this first video. Praise the Most High for these scriptures, because that was perfect, man. We're going to segue into this first video.
All right, this is fair use. We dealing with this video and any other video that you see us bring out today under the Fair Use Act. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So this is for educational purposes.
Mm-hmm.
This is for educational purposes only. We're not here to redistribute or try to make any money or funds off of this. This is not what we're doing. This is for educational purposes. All right, under the Fair Use Act.
Most deaf. Most deaf. Most deaf. And there you have it. I still threw it up real quick just in case. But no, you're right though. As long as we say it, so yeah. So yeah, y'all got it. That was the fair use disclaimer. So we don't have no issues, man. We just, on some educational stuff right now, sharing some information. And this is the information we got that we about to go into is the Crafty Counsel that we noticed that took place, which was in 1884. It was called the Berlin Conference. And the title of this here video is How Europe Shared Africa Like a Piece of Cake. Dang. And that's what's going on, like a piece of cake. Everybody getting a piece of that pie. So we gonna go ahead. So yeah, this is the Berlin Conference, and what this touching on is that Crafty Counsel, and showing how all of them nations came together with one consent, and it's gonna touch on, like it said, that Israel shall be no more in remembrance. It's gonna give you a hint to where Israel could be as well. So yeah, let's go into it. I'm about to hit that play.
November 15th, 1884 and February 26, 1885, European countries prepared and cooked their plans on how to share Africa like a piece of cake. They called it the Berlin Conference. It was at this conference in Berlin, present-day Germany, that African lands were divided on a map, while the Africans themselves were exempted from the meeting. It was not an omission of invitation or a simple oversight. Rather, it was a large-scale legalized daylight robbery. Africans were considered irrelevant and incapable of making meaningful decisions on what happened to or on their lands. Since they were uncivilized, according to these European invaders, they needed help, and the participants of the Berlin Conference were to be their saviors. Towns, lands, and rivers were all portrayed on the map that hung on the wall. With just a ruler and pencil, borders were formed, territories were claimed, and trade routes were created or removed, while historical background, cultural laws, sovereignty, and traditional institutions of a people dating back thousands of years were completely ignored.
Woo! You heard that? The scripture said, "Let us cut them off from being a nation." Did you hear what she just said?
No, I didn't hear that. What did she say?
Check this part out. Listen real close, cause man, you can't say them scriptures is false. Listen to this right here.
Routes were created or removed, while historical background, cultural laws, sovereignty, and traditional institutions of a people dating back thousands of years were completely
You heard
ignored.
her? She said the people dating back thousands of years was completely ignored.
Right. They traditions, they
Traditions
way of
and
living
all.
and things of that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
It was
and
completely
and a lot of
ignored.
and a lot of people would say that was in the past, and like they try to say get over and things of that sort. But you do have something called, because this was colonization right here, right? But you know, and they'll say that was in the past, but no, you still have neo colonialism that exists to this day, neo-colonialism. And this is why you have in West Africa, over in Mali and Burkina Faso, under the president Traore, I think that's his name, Ibrahim Traore. Man, they kicking the French out, they kicking the Italians out, they kicking these people
Mm-hmm.
out who've always been colonizing, raping, and robbing in the land. All right, so no, this thing is still going on. 1884 is when it began, and is nothing has changed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's get to it.
And just like a piece of cake, Africa, the second largest continent in the world, was shared at a conference table. The Berlin Conference was organized by Otto von Bismarck, the first chancellor of the new German Empire, who was concerned with securing portions of the continent within which exploration had begun. The conference birthed the general act of the Berlin Conference, which had been nicknamed the Scramble for Africa. The conference consisted of top European nations who were invested in exploring the resources that abound within the continent. This was justified under the guise of civilizing or developing the countries which they considered barbarian and primitive. This paved the way for the colonization of the African states by the Western countries and eventually robbed the continent of its rich cultural heritage and linguistic diversity. By the time most of these countries would gain independence from their colonial masters during the 20th century, great damage had already been done. The structures and systems that had been laid down by the colonizing nations made inadequate provision for self sufficiency and thus had a great dependency on their colonizers for survival. So, how did the Berlin Conference come to be, and what impact did it have on Africa as a whole? There was a general belief by the Europeans that Africa belonged to no one in particular and had to be claimed and developed.
Wait a minute. So these folks believe that Africa don't belong to nobody, so it has to be claimed. Who is these people to say I can go take that? It need to be claimed. It need my name on it. That's crazy right there. I just caught that part.
Hey, that's arrogance, man. That's arrogance. You got a people, you got peoples, not just a people. You have peoples on this land, on the continent, and you got the audacity to say it belongs to nobody.
But but check it out. Once again, that goes back to that Psalms 83, because what did it say? I think in verse 2, let me get it. It said, let me get it so everybody can see. Verse 1, it say, keep not thou silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their heads. Like you said, that you got to be cocky as heck to do something like that, just proud. Then it say this, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. That's what they did, right? That's that right there. Like, you got to be proud than a mug to say some junk like that and do some junk like that. Hey, that don't belong to nobody over there. Even though it's millions of people over there, it don't belong to nobody. Let's go over there and put our name on it. Let's call Egypt Alexandria. Like, come on now.
Man, they already knew, they already had the understanding of the rich resources that was here. They just
Most
didn't
definitely.
understand the might and the power of the people that was here. So for them, it
Most
was
definitely.
them strategizing to see how they would take it down. And I believe this is why they sent in their their missionaries first to get intel.
Mm. Hey, we gonna get there. Don't put the cart before the horse, brother. We gonna get there. But hey, that's a good belief.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, that's a good belief right there. I'm glad you said that. Hey, throughout this whole thing, we're gonna be dropping hints. And most high willing, when we get to them parts, people catch on like, okay, he said that before. Yep, come on, let's get it. Let's get back to it.
When the Berlin Conference took place, no African individual or leader was present. Ironically, Africa had experienced a great deal of development before the Europeans. By the 13th century, different empires within Africa had attained global prominence, drawing the stories about the level of wealth contained within the continent seemed too good to be true. But with the discovery of the Congo River Basin in 1874 by Henry Morton Stanley, there was certainty about Africa and its rich resources. One of the leaders who was very interested in these discoveries was King Leopold II of Belgium. Leopold had previously formed the International African Society, which had a mission of civilizing Africa. He teamed up with Stanley and eventually created the International Congo Society. This was similar to the former society but had more goals added to be achieved by the society. But Leopold was far from being a sincere man. He was a strategic and cunning leader who wanted to advance his personal wealth with Africa's resources. He began sending explorers who doubled as his representatives in laying claims over a wide expanse of land at the center of the continent. In the course of his civilization agenda for Africa, he secretly bought off investors in the International Congo Society. Stanley went to the area to try to establish the Congo Free State. This was while other European nations were also in the scramble for Congo. France, on discovering Leopold's hidden agenda, sent their own explorer, Pierre Savagnin de Brazza, who created Brazzaville and mounted the French flag
Hey, bro, you notice all the names of the countries that they're naming?
Go ahead. Tell
It
me
sure
about it.
do resemble it resembled the 10 horns. For some reason, it's resembling the 10 horns. Berlin, Great Britain, France.
Yeah,
It's crazy
yeah,
how this
yeah.
Bible, like, hey, this Bible, hey, it seemed like this Bible true to me. A lot of people deny it, but it seems like it's real true once you really understand it without all the religious standpoints on it. When you really understand the Bible through history, through prophetic prophecy, should I say, and as the word of the Most
Mm-hmm.
High in general, you will start seeing the Bible adding up with stuff like this. But it's crazy how
Mm-hmm.
all these names coming out, and we know that the 10 horns had beef with the woman, should I say.
Exactly.
That's crazy. I'm about to get it.
flag, while Portugal laid claims as well on the Congo area, which they backed by treaties signed with leaders of the ancient Congo Kingdom. Other European countries began taking interest in a continent of gold they had heard rumors about, and this resulted in competition and great conflict between these nations that were claiming different regions of Africa. Great Britain and France were both having conflicts over West Africa, Portugal in Egypt, and Britain in East Africa. Leopold and the French also had conflicts in Central Africa over the Congo area. The German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck, whose country was considered an imperial power, also picked up interest in laying claims to African lands. He sought to resolve these conflicts by calling for the Berlin Conference. Bismarck felt these conflicts arose because there was no equal distribution of access to the economic advantage Africa provided, and called for the conference to resolve these irregularities. This proves that the purpose of the Berlin Conference was largely economical and not for developing the African states. Countries such as the Austro-Hungarian Empire, Belgium, Denmark, France, Great Britain, Italy, the Netherlands, Portugal, Russia, Spain, Sweden, Norway, and the Ottoman Empire were represented at the conference.
Hey, did you hear all them names? Bruh, it sounded like she just named the 10 horns. Literally, she named every country that's part of the 10 horns that's that took Crafty Counsel in Psalms 83 at that. That's crazy, but yeah,
And
hey, that's crazy.
mm-hmm.
She literally named every name, even the Ottoman Empire. You heard it? That was the last thing she named. Or Ottoman ruler, or however she said it. Mm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they, we know what it is. And you said that Psalms 83, you go in that Psalms 83, it tell you the nations that conspired and did these things. And not only that, you have until this day, you have the Arabs over here, you have the Asians over here, you have East Indians over here, you have all nations over here are wording the land. Excuse me, because I know we're gonna get a strike. We put that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But now that you said that, I'm going back to Psalms 83 just to get some of these nations, like you said. I'm glad you said that because I didn't even think about it. We stopped at verse 5, just showing the crafty counsel. Now we're gonna go to verse 6 and read down a little bit just to show these nations that she just named. And the first nation that she named is the tabernacles of Edom, which are the full-bred Europeans. And then right after that, you got the Ishmaelites, which are the real Arabs, not the ones that you see at the local liquor stores in the hood. Not the ones you see in the local neighborhoods. Those not the Arabs. Those are the ones from the Ottoman Empire that she said at the end. But the Ishmaelites are the ones that's up there in that land up there in that Israel fighting against the Amalekites down here. Hey, this is crazy, bro. But you got Ishmael, then you got Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon, and Amalek. Amalek, out this series, Most High Willing, I want everybody to remember that name Amalek, because that's key right now. Amalek. Amalek is up there in that land right now saying that they are the Jews. They saying they are the ones. If they the people, why is it still war in the world? The scriptures tell us that when the real people is in the land, the earth will study war no more. So if they are really in the land, or if they are really them people in the land, why is it still war going on? So that's a strike. That's strike one against them. Then it say the Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur also is joined with them. They have hoping the children of Lot, Salah. So these just a few names of the nations that took that crafty counsel. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to this video though, but we might end up coming back to this chapter 2 because there's still some important stuff in this thing. But let's get back to this video.
Hey, bro.
Huh?
Is it too soon to bring out that Joel 3?
Nah, sure, let's get it. Sure, hey, we can get it.
I want to bring that out in it. I want
perfect.
I want to bring that out in the ESV though. Here, hold on, not in the KJV. Okay. Go to the ESV.
Yeah. Oh no, I think I can do it on here.
Yeah, click right there. Go to ESV.
Yep,
ESV. Yeah. Click on that. Joel 3.
Joel 3. You see, I was already in that boy. That boy right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can start. We can start from the top. I can. Yeah, because the title of the video is that the title of the video is that how they divided Africa like a cake, right? Now watch this. Joel 3 out of the English Standard Version, ESV, starting at Joel 3:1, it says, "For behold, in those days and at that time, when I restore the fortunes of Judah and Jerusalem, I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will enter into judgment there with them on behalf of my people and my heritage Israel, because they have scattered them among the nations and have divided up my land." The only land that's divided until this day, the only land that's divided until this day among the nations under neo-colonialism is the continent of Africa.
Well done.
Remember that some people will say, no, America was divided by Great Britain, Spain, and France, right? But guess what? America gained its independence in 1776, and Great Britain, Spain, and France don't no longer hold nothing over them. This is why the three horns are jealous of the little one that came out of it.
Yep. Well done. Hey, if so folks need to
tell you that.
That's another. Yep. Go ahead. My bad.
It tell you there that the nations, they scattered Israel or Jerusalem and Judah among the nations and have divided up God's land under the Berlin Conference. Let that sink in. Let that simmer in your spirit.
Most deaf. And like you said, There's no other continent here on earth being divided like here in Africa. There's really no other continent other than Asia big enough to divide. Other Asia and Africa are the two biggest continents that can really be divided like that. How can you have all of this going on just in that little piece of pie up there in Northeast Africa? That Israel. It ain't enough. They would look like that ain't even worth it. Once they start all these nations that's here dividing that little bitty piece of pie, it wouldn't even be worth their time. So that's strike two against Amalek, because that can't be the real place if these scriptures is telling us the nations, what it say? Because they have scattered them amongst the nations and have divided my land. This the only place in the world that's being divided left and right each and every single day. And this the only people that's being scattered left and right each and every day. So, brothers and sisters, man, pay attention to this information and take it in. Please digest this joint. Because this, man, praise the Most High. I thank the Most High this brother brought this one out. Because this going to segue right into the next little hookup we got. We're going to finish this video. But the next hookup we got, we're going to come back to this verse. And segue into the next little literature we have. But yeah, praise the Most High for the brother bringing this Joel out. Let's get this video.
All praise the Most High. Hey, but look, hold on, Mike. Can you? Dang, you go back to that real quick.
What?
Go back to that real quick.
What, the Joel?
Yeah, go back real quick, just real fast. Because another key verse that lets you know, that gives you an understanding about this place, the 5th verse. It says, For you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried my rich treasures into your temples. You have sold the people of Judah and Jerusalem to the Greeks in order to remove them far from their borders. So this gives you understanding of what this place is. Where's the only place on earth where you finding silver and gold in huge amounts like that? There's no place on earth besides Africa where you can find these things. And guess what? There's historical fact. Remember that movie Black Panther, when you had Killmonger go up into Europe and he went up into the museum, and this is their temple where they carried the treasures into their temples.
Artifact. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. They got all our artifacts. They got the bones of our elders. They got the bones of our elders in their temples. They not only that, they take our resources and distribute them throughout the whole world illegally. And where's the only place on earth? Now let's get the 6th verse. You have sold the people of Judah and in order to remove them far from their borders. Now check this out. Where else on earth have people been removed far from their borders? Listen here. If you go across the whole ocean and take people across the whole ocean and cause them to serve in another land, you remove them far from their borders. I think the an Atlantic Ocean boat trip from Africa to the Americas is something like 3,000 miles.
Yeah, that's far.
Yeah, so I just wanted to expound on that before we moved on, just to show, like, hey, listen, the scriptures is talking to you. History and the scriptures are coinciding, and they talking to you. The Most High talking to you through the history, through the scripture.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm glad you brought this out, because like I say, all this gonna segue right into what we going through next. After we finish it, but we're gonna come back to this Joel just to really drill this in folks' head, because dog, that's key. Because like you say, in verse, what's that, 5? My silver and my gold have they
Mm-hmm.
carried, my riches, my rich treasure into their in your temple. We here in Africa, and we hear every day them mining up under the land, blowing up and stuff. They still doing it to this day. They still doing it to this day, Raheem. What do you say to this day, Radio Raheem?
Yeah.
Hey, they still doing it, bro. We hear, we know this stuff. Like, hey, folks hating, folks will hate us for this information coming out, and I pray most high willing they just humble themselves and see where we're coming from, for real. But folks will hate us for this junk, not knowing, like, bro, we hear, we see what's going on. What we learned back in the States was a Western mindset. It was basically like what we learned back in the States was basically like a sample of what we could know, or a hint. You can here's a hint. And I'm not hating on it, but don't hate once we coming outside of that box and really out here maneuvering with the people and seeing what's going on in the land. And then we try to show it. Don't hate on that, because we are here. And we see this and hear the stuff. We see the nations that surround us, how they treat our people and the things that they do. Like, bro, they doing this stuff to this day, the silver and this gold. But yeah, let's get back to this video right quick, man, because, man, that junk kind of touching right there. Like, dog, don't hate on that, because, man, we really here doing this for y'all. We doing it for our people. Shoot. Let's get it.
The conference began on November 15th, 1884, and went on for 14 weeks and 5 days, ending on February 26th of 1885. In the Berlin Conference, territories claimed by European countries were to be legalized, formalized, and then drawn on the map to avoid further conflict. Trade routes were also agreed upon amidst colonies, and a framework for colonizing territories was created. Explorers were to be sent out to explore the African lands. Then they would proceed to offer protection to the indigenous people of that land by signing treaties with them. Finally, the European explorers or ambassadors would return to their home country with the treaties signed. Then, the government of that country would inform or negotiate with other European countries so that their claim over the African territory would be recognized and uncontested. In all of these establishments, Africans were not included or considered, although it was their land that was being divided. They were regarded as incapable of ruling themselves. It would also
Who is these people to say that, John? They are incapable to rule themselves. Let's rule over them. Who is them? Man, boy, I tell you, they got some dang on nerves, old proud people.
also be interesting to note that most of the time, the indigenous rulers did not even understand what the treaty was about or what they were signing. In some scenarios, these treaties were signed by makeshift leaders who did not exactly have the authority to do so. However, one African leader saw through the tricks of the Europeans. Menelik, an important leader in Ethiopia who would eventually become emperor, wrote a letter to the participants of the conference, clearly stating that Ethiopia would not be needing their protection. Although his letter was ignored, Ethiopia and Liberia were the only African states that were not colonized in the scramble.
Them two states, or them two countries, Ethiopia and Liberia, the two countries, those are the only two countries that was not colonized by these people. Those are the only two states. And to this day, still got the original people there. You got something on that?
Hey, bro, you know the funny part about it when it come to Liberia? Liberia was the place that they were sending our people. And I think that was sort of an experiment where they were sending our people to out that was coming out of the slave trade and wanted to be free. They were sending our people into Liberia. Now you sending them in there, but you sending them in there with another people. And this is the thing also. People think because everybody shares the same, like say black people may share the same hue, the same color. This does not make us the same nation because we share the same color. All right. That's why we trying to get away from calling ourselves black. We're not black people. All right. I look at my hands, I look at my feet, I look at my body, I'm brown. So you're not gonna deceive me into calling myself black, all right? Because they use that to try to bottle us up into one canister and say like, hey, all black people are the same. That's not true. All right. You have other nations of people who you could call them black people because of the skin tone. I know some East Indians who are darker than me. I know some Arabs who are darker than me. You understand? I know Arabs who are darker than me. I know people who, and I don't come from the seed of Ham, but I know Hamitic people that I talk to on a daily basis who are darker than me. Okay, so no, I'm not going to call myself a black person. They bottle us up in these groups and try to make it seem as though we are the same people. And I said that to say, they sent our people from slave trade over into Liberia as an experiment. And then what happened? What happened over there? You had war in Liberia. You had war in Liberia. When our people was over there fighting for their lives. You know, and come on now. That place was not colonized, and you decided to send our people there.
Exactly. No different from Ethiopia. You see, them Ethiopians no different from them Jewish people up there with the customs, should I say?
Yeah,
but that's good.
And that's the thing with Ethiopia as well. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing with Ethiopia as well, because when it comes to Ethiopia, like I said, they're black people, but they're not the same nation as us. Now, some of them are. Not saying I'm not going to reject the people there and say all of them aren't our people. Some of those people there are our people, but then you have those that aren't. But when you have people to come in your land and take away your customs, take away your traditions and things of that sort, these are the things that lead you back to your ancestors and the understanding of who you are and what nation you belong to. So now when they take those things away, they can put us in a bottle and say, you're black. And now we believe that everybody who is black is our people. And that's not so.
Yeah. And them people know that. That's why, like I said, even though I was joking around with the Camilla Harris thing, but that's why they do that, because she will have a complexion that resembles a so-called black person. So they can utilize that against our people mentality or whatever. And our people fall for these things. First black, this, that, is that. Black. Like you said, they just bottling you in. They boxing you in the same little thing. Like, bro, black is a color, not a nationality. Like, come on now.
Bro, and that's that Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. We lack knowledge because our knowledge was our information, our knowledge and understanding was taken away from us purposely. And and this is the thing. We're not here pointing the finger at these nations and saying that this is what we are. We are pointing the finger at them and saying this is what they've done. But they would have never been able to do it had we not sinned against the Most High, against our God. We sinned against our God, and He allowed these things to happen. He allowed these things to happen due to our disobedience. So no, we ain't out here saying that, okay, the nations is these great people and they were able to do these things to us. No, we did it to ourselves. We did this to ourselves. We destroy because we destroy, but my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Right? And the rest of that verse going to The rest of that verse goes into why we destroy for a lack of knowledge. We destroy for a lack of knowledge because we rejected his law. And his law is our traditions, is our customs.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so
I'm
yeah,
about to get a
that's
scripture
that.
right quick. I'm about to get a scripture because you brought that Deuteronomy.
Mm-hmm.
That's key. Uh, Let me see. Give me 1 second. I'm bringing it up because that's key. That you said that the only reason this is allowed is because we went against our God. If we didn't go against our God, this stuff would have never been. It would have never happened because in the book of Deuteronomy 15, 28, 1 through 14, it tell you the blessings if you follow the Most High. If you follow me, you will be high in earth. If you follow me, you will loan instead of getting loaned to. If you follow me, you will do this, that, and that. That's basically what the Most High was saying. But then 15 all the way down to 68, it tell you now, if you don't follow me, this what I'm going to do to you. If you don't want to listen, then yeah, okay. This what's going to happen then. Let me get the Deuteronomy 32 verse let me see. Deuteronomy 32 verse, I'm gonna start at 18 real quick because this what happened with our people. Like you said, if it wasn't allowed, it wouldn't been allowed if we wouldn't have went against our God. So this showing that we went against our God. Verse 18 of 32, Deuteronomy 32, it say, of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful and has forgotten the Most High that formed thee. So it's telling you right there, we forgot the God that formed us. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them, which means he hated us, our forefathers, because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them, and I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. That's why we went after them other gods to start dealing with the nation because we really didn't have faith in our God. Our ancestors didn't believe, even though they seen Moses part the sea, crack the rock and bring water out, angel food raining from the sky. They still didn't have faith that there was the Most High. So the Most High got peed off. Verse 21, it say, they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. Here you go. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. And I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. This is what the Most High did. Since we moved him to jealousy, what he do? Provoke us to anger with a foolish nation. So, like the ox said, yeah, if we would have followed our God, this would have never happened. But since we want to be disobedient, the Most High did what he did. Okay, that's all I got. You got anything on that,
Hey,
or you
bro,
want to go
no,
back
no,
to the
no.
video?
Hey, read the
Mm-hmm.
26th verse. I mean, yeah. Jump down to
Okay,
26.
let's drop down to 26. Verse 26 of Deuteronomy 32. I said, I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from amongst man. That's strike three
Mm-hmm.
against Amalek. That's strike three right there.
Yeah, the remembrance of them ceasing from amongst men, because remember, we read Psalms 83 and 1. I mean 83, right? And what it said there, it said, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Right? So that 26th verse there, where it said, I said, I will scatter them into corners, I will make the remembrance of them to cease from amongst men. Now the remembrance didn't cease from amongst the so-called elites of the world. The elites of the world understand who we are because the elites of the world are dealing in a council, crafty counsel under Satan. So they know who we are. But the average person, the average people, they really don't know that we the children of the Most High. Even us, we don't understand that. So I thought it was perfect to bring that forth. And I'm saying that too, just paralleling it with what it is that we're dealing with, right? Because we're dealing with the Berlin Conference and how they split up or separated or divided or parted out the continent of Africa. They were only able to do that because the remembrance of us, we begin to forget ourselves, dealing in the ways of other nations. We begin to forget who we were. We laid down our traditions. All right, so that's why I wanted to bring that part out, because I heard what the brother was bringing and it was on point. You know, but yeah.
Praises. But yeah, hey, brothers and sisters, when y'all run across the video, subscribe, like, share, do what y'all do. Help us, with our ministry, man. The name of our podcast is called Freestyle Podcast. We usually do this on Sunday, but we try to bring more information out. But the key word there is freestyle. When I say that wasn't even scripted, a couple of things that we did wasn't even scripted. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this showing that this is straight from our heart, like genuine love, like genuine care. Like we done scripted a few things, like the videos and stuff like that, the definition. But the last few things, like majority of the stuff we do ain't even scripted. It just come as we go. Wherever the Holy Spirit bring it, that's where it's going. So, like, just look out for us, man. We don't ask for much, man. Just hit the like, thumbs up, even thumbs down. Shoot, just show us some type of love, and share if you could. Somebody out there might need this. So yeah, just had to throw that in there real quick. So yeah, if you want, we can get back to this video right quick. But you know what? If you we could probably move on because the video is about 17 minutes long, and we done talked a lot on this though. But anybody that want to watch
the gist of it.
Huh? Yeah. So yeah, and that's the name of it right there. For those who want to see it one more time, how Europeans share Africa like a piece of cake. 1884 Berlin Conference. Y'all want to finish watching it? Check it out. It's a good little hookup with some nice little literature in it to give you an understanding why so many people is in this land dividing it, and why there's so much colonization going on. This touch on all that stuff. But one thing it did say that was key, it brought up the scramble for Africa. A lot of people don't understand what is the scramble for Africa. Why did they call it the scramble for Africa? Well, a lot of people about to find out. Why did they call it the scramble for Africa? You about to see. This is why they call it the scramble for Africa. This is a quick little slideshow or slide, whatever they call. I think it's called a slideshow, just to give a little understanding. And as you see, it's showing the nation right here. Yep, okay. Yeah, and it's showing the nations right here, some of the nations that's in here. And lo and behold, who is it? France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Germany, Great Britain, Holland. Once again, them 10 horns keep popping up. Them 10 horns keep popping up, man.
Hey, bro, don't forget Belgium. Do not forget your boy Belgium right here, because that's where your boy Leopold sit right there. Belgium.
I was just about to say,
right?
Hey, Leopold came straight up out that thing. Man. Hey, check it out though. This is a little slideshow. Let's just click on it right quick just to see what it's talking about. But they mentioned this in the Berlin Conference documentary I just showed, the Scramble for Africa. Let's see what they was talking about. Oh, hold up now. Now, what is that? Oh, they scrambled to get some land. Look at French. They call it French West Africa. Are you serious? French West Africa.
Hey, and I expounded on this earlier, man. You got the brother, and I applaud that brother up there, Ibrahim Traore, right, out of Burkina Faso. They kicked the French up out of there, and they got Mali, and I forget the other country that they got helping them out. But they kicking the French up out of there, man. And the French is, they keep trying to send coups against this brother. I was saying, you see French West Africa right there. Right now, you got a brother by the name of Ibrahim Traore, right, out of Burkina Faso. Okay, this brother, he started a movement. He set up a coup to take down those in league with the French. He took power, and now he's removing the French from those areas. Not just him, but you have the president of Mali. And also, I forget, you got other people, other leaders of other nations in those areas who are joining hands with him.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what's going on now. They're kicking the French out. This is the Most High. You know what the Most High is doing? What we just read in Joel, the 3rd chapter, in the 1st verse.
Yep.
He said, when I begin to restore the riches, Judah and Jerusalem. This is what's happening right now. The Most High, and he's starting with these people, these brothers. Okay, this is going to spread. It's not going to be easy for them to come in here and just take us down, especially when our brothers and sisters begin to get the understanding of who they truly are. And who and what this land truly is.
Yep.
But I wanted to bring that out when you said French West Africa. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Hey, say that name one more time. The dude that's kicking them out, for those who ain't catch it.
Ibrahim Traore, out of Burkina Faso.
There y'all got it. Burkina Faso. Yeah. And
then remember
it said
that's where JT the Bigger Figure was at when he first came over here there in Burkina Faso.
I remember that. Yep. I remember that. Yep. That is true. I sure do remember that. But what I was about to say, remember it said only 2 countries wasn't colonized. You can see right here, it still say Libya. And then down here is white. What country is this that's white? It say independent. That's Ethiopia.
Ethiopia
and Libya.
And Liberia over there to the left. No. That's Libya. Liberia,
right.
All the way to the left.
All
the way right there.
Yeah,
down right there. Right there, right off the coast. Yeah.
Yep. I don't know why I keep going to Liberia.
Libya. No, down. Right there. Down.
The white.
Yeah, that's Liberia. Yeah.
Yeah. Those the only 2 countries. Now the thing is figuring out why. Why are these 2 countries the only ones that was free from or exempt from any type of invasion? If these people felt like the whole continent can't manage themselves, why was these 2 countries the only ones who was able to get past this type of situation? That's the only thing we got to figure out. I might have an idea, but I don't want to go into it yet because I'm not sure yet. But once I get it, it will come out in the next few series, Most High willing. But yeah, this is just a scramble. Look at this. You got French West Africa, which is weird. Belgian Congo. We was just looking at that on the video. Nigeria, Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. Now that's how them dang on Western names got over there in Egypt. Them pale, how I'm gonna put it? Them pale Arabs. Them pale Arabs.
Hey, bro, look how crazy it is. Look how much land the British and the French split between themselves, though.
Yeah.
Look at all
They
that
got
land. Look at
all
all that
this
blue and look at all that
French
red.
and the blue. Yep. They go to British. Look, down in South. British.
And our people in those areas still speak French to this day.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true to the mud. That's true to the mud. And they'll tell you over here that the Germans, they talk about that like the Germans or the Britons or something over here. I think they say the Germans. Let me see this map. Oh, dang, hold on 1 second. I made a mistake and pushed the wrong button. Yeah, it got to be the Germans because I see German East Africa right there. So it had to be the Germans over here. But I done heard a few people here in the country where we at talk about how the Germans came in and invaded and all that stuff. So yeah, hey, this true though. This is true right here. You got Portugal over here. You got Spanish, which is that little piece of pie up there. Dang, they got Spanish people together. Hey, y'all could just have that little bit right there. Oh man. What else? You got Italy. Italy got two little pieces. But you see how they working around Ethiopia. All these countries, but nobody going Ethiopia. Why is that? That's crazy. I'm gonna figure this out. Most High willing, and will come out in one of these series. Well, let's go to the next slide though. But that's just showing part of the scramble right there. We need some land. Let's get the next one. Look at this. European colonization of Africa. The first thing was invasion, occupation, next colonization, and annexation of African territories by European countries between 1881 and 1940 or 14. What was the reason for it? Europeans needed resources for industry. Europeans wanted land to settle. Now we're going to show something else too. All the resources with the next little slide or whatever. Not the slide on here, but the next little hookup we go to is going to show the resources that they was taking. But it said this is why they did it though. They seen the resources in this land and they also wanted some of the land. So let's go to the next slide. The problem is though, this what the problem was though, that the Europeans forgot to do. Europeans never developed Africa's infrastructure. European provided native people with little education and training. So how you expect to build up a country that you could say is yours or enslave people if you couldn't train them properly?
But that was purpose as well though.
Yeah,
bro, that was purpose. They
agree.
did that with a purpose. I'm gonna pull a video to show you, or to show the brothers and sisters why they did that. I'm gonna pull a video and I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you can play it from your side if you want to. But you're right though, that was on purpose. Now I really sit back and think about it. Because like you said earlier, they knew the resources, but they didn't know the power of the people. So they had to keep folks dumbed down and mess with their mental. Like us, they physically enslaved us. They physically and mentally enslaved us. But over here, they really mess with their mental. They really got them together mentally to the point to where they see them, to the locals see them, and they be like, oh, that's God right there. But they see us and they be like, oh, you feel like you supposed to have a piece of the pie. So they look at us like we the ones who want the pie, and it's them who got the pie. So yeah, they mentally got them together over here for sure. That's part of the education right there and the training. But the results of this was
I'm gonna send the video to you because you know my internet is tripping. So I'm gonna send the internet to you. I mean, I'm gonna send the video to you so that way you can play it from your end.
Okay. All right. So okay, what was the results of all this? Much of Africa is poor and underdeveloped. That was the first problem. That's the first issue now. Next issue is today many African countries are controlled by greedy and corrupt leaders. That's the second issue. And the third issue is greed and corruption has led to many conflicts in Africa. Hotel Rwanda. Everybody get a chance, watch Hotel Rwanda. That'll give you an example of conflict in Africa with the Watusis and Hatus. What was the name of that tribe? Shoot, I forgot the name of that other tribe, but that was the example of a conflict right there. So let's go to the next slide. So now, African colonies became independent after World War II. Most European countries couldn't afford to maintain their colonies after the war. So this how you get all these borders, though. Because before any of this stuff,
bro,
Africa was just okay. Before any of this stuff, Africa was just a big continent. You ain't see all these borders. Look at this stuff. You got the border of France right here, all this French border. Now you got Britain borders up here and down here in South Africa. Portuguese borders over here and all that. It wasn't all this stuff until they came here, bro. But now I see why there's borders now, because these European countries couldn't afford to maintain their colonies after wars and stuff. So let's go to the next slide. So effects of European colonization. What was the effects of these colonization? Much of Africa's wealth is controlled by a few individuals. Africa has poor health care, which has led to many health problems. Lack of development make it difficult for governments to control their territories, and conflicts have caused numerous famines and human migration. So this was the results of these colonizations, the effects of them. Okay, I think that's the last one right there. Okay, yeah, that's the last one right there. So now let's go into the resources, because one of the things that we read there was they were scrambling for resources. Where was it at? Let's see. European colonization, territory, European country. Reason. Okay, here it go. This is what they was doing right here. The reason why they came over here, they needed resources for industries. What were some of the resources that they needed? Let's get it. Let's get it. Look at this. This is what they needed right here. They wanted crude oils and petroleum produce, iron. Look at this stuff. Cotton, uranium, fish, aluminum, cocoa beans, oil. Look at this stuff. Gold. Man, we was just talking about what the scriptures say, gold and silver. Look at that. Gold, diamonds, grain, coffee, livestock, tea. There goes some more gold, copper, crude oil. Even over in Madagascar, they was doing some stuff. And that's an island that's part of Africa. Like, bruh, these are the resources that they came up in here for. Uranium. I can't even see what this little brown joint. Oh, wood, timber. Okay, they came here for timber. God, dog. These folks wasn't playing, bro. They stripped this joint for everything. Hey, give me the water that you got. I want your wood, your water.
And that also
give me.
But see, that also shows how blessed the land is here. That also shows just how blessed the land is and how blessed the people are. And see, the people in on the continent have always had these things. And when you always have something, you kind of begin to take it for granted. You're like, oh, it's nothing. It's diamonds. A diamond, you want a diamond? Huh? Take a diamond. It's nothing. And they begin to take it for granted as though it's nothing, not understanding the treasures, the riches that the Most High actually blessed you with.
That's real talk. Most there. And that's why it's so easily these days now. That's why it's so easy for them to just give it over to the people. Hey, you can have it. Sure. I see this all the time. Not knowing, like you said, like, bro, it's worth something. Like, stop giving it up so easy. So yeah, I just wanted to get that real quick just to show the resources that they was taking up out of here. Hey, you say you sent the
Hey,
video? Okay,
before you play that video, before you play that video that I sent you, go back to that slide that says why the results of the situation that Africa dealing with today.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let me bring it back
So
up.
you can show that and then show the video, parallel it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, let me get back to it. Okay, let me get the results. Show y'all one more time what happened from this colonization. Okay, here it go. The results.
I think it,
Much
yeah,
of
here,
Africa
right here. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Much of Africa is poor and undeveloped.
You see where it says
Today,
problem?
Yep.
You see
Yep.
where
Up here. Yep.
You see where it says problems? It says Europeans never developed Africans' infrastructure, but there's a reason why they did that. It said Europeans provided native people with little education and training. Right? There's a reason why that's there. And then when you go to the results, it says much of Africa is poor and underdeveloped. Today, many African countries are controlled by greedy and corrupt leaders. Now that's purpose. Greed and corruption has led to many conflicts in Africa. Now, play the video so that we can see, because then you got the results here, but then you're going to have it's coming straight from the mouth of a European colonizer.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Watch
we're
this
about
here.
to get into this video. Yep.
Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store.
Impoverished. Sub-Saharan Africa consists of Central, East, West, and South Africa. Take a look.
Sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. And Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow Sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep Sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital.
Whoa, what did he say? Hold up, let's rewind that a little bit. I caught that. We would not allow them to do something, also keep them impoverished. I heard that. Let's get it.
Also impoverished. It's absolutely vital where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely.
One more time, because I want people to hear that, because that was perfect with, man, praise the Most High. Good looking on this video. Let me rewind it a little bit. Okay, there you go.
Okay, we do everything to keep Sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it is Europe or US or now China, it's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap.
Hold up. Hey, that's exactly what we was just reading. Let's rewind that one more again. He said they needed to stay there. Let's get that one more again.
It's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap.
He said, we will do everything to keep Africa where it is because it is vital to the prosperity of other countries. And note that he said, we. The lecture started off with why they being the West and China, but he is saying we, which he falls in the West. And so we in Africa are saying, no, you will not keep us impoverished. What Africa needs to do is step up and tell them all to pack up and get out of the continent. We have all the natural resources. We have all the raw materials. We need to start emulating what Burkina Faso is doing by keeping everything in-house and suspending business with the West. We need to start doing that. All the countries in Africa need to start stepping up and saying no. There's far too many of these Westerners and China taking liberties on our continent. And it is time for us to get a backbone and say no. All governments come together in the same way that more and more countries and leaders are saying no to the alphabet soup community and everything that they want us to do. We need to do the same with our continent as it relates to natural and all of the riches that we have to offer, that, as Dr. Nick, other countries are getting the benefit of prosperity from our continent. So no, Dr. Nichols, you will not do everything possible to make sure we stay that way. We will not accept it. All Africans, can I get a hands up to say no? Let's fight. Let's get them out of the continent. That's what needs to happen. We don't want your business. We don't need your business. We don't need you coming onto the continent to colonize and try to take over. Bye. Get going out of the continent. The audacity and the...
Hey, that sister speaking some real right there. I remember telling who was I with that day? One of the locals over here, Muhammad. I was telling him, if you own the store, if you are the store, why would you go to another store that's lesser than you to purchase something? They need you to stay afloat. Why would you go to that store if you are that's like saying that you're Walmart, but a local moms and pops you shopping at a local moms and pops. Like, bro, you Walmart. Why would you go to them? Like she said, you are the resources. You have what they want. Like, you don't need them. And that's what, man, that's what our people here on the land need to understand. You don't need them. Them people is no good. They don't want to do nothing but suck you dry. Matter of fact, let me see something right quick. Because I got to,
And
you
it's
know what? I
crazy in
wait
that
try to
video.
bring this. Uh-huh.
In that video, one thing stood out to me, what he said in that slideshow you shared. It said that, well, he said, the man said from his mouth, he said that it's vital for Africa to stay impoverished for the rest of the world's sake, pretty much. Because the only way that the rest of the world, the rest of the continents on this earth can stay sustained is if they come into Africa and get their raw materials and resources. And you have to keep the people disinformed, like we talked about last podcast. You got to put propaganda out there to make people misinformed concerning their land and who they are. And this is why they have poor education here, purposely, to keep these people underfoot. So that way you can come in and continue to rape the resources. You can call this land. It's just Africa. It's just you start naming off countries, like you said. You got the borders and things of that sort put up now. You not calling it the people that's on it God's people no more. You calling them everything but a child of God. You're not calling the land God's land anymore, the land of God anymore. Although you know this is the place where you got the source of the Nile River, which is one of the rivers that flow from the Garden of Eden. So you understand that the Garden of Eden is here. So you know this is God's land. So the thing is this: you have to keep the people on the land ignorant to that fact. And you use what? You use your missionaries. You use churches, you use doctrine, you use spirituality to remove the people from the understanding of who they are and who their God is and what their land actually is. That's what you do. And that is what they did.
Most definitely. Most definitely. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And you and that was the whole purpose of Leopold. Because through Leopold, he had certain riches and power to put them missionaries out there. I'm glad you brought that out because that segue right into the next hookup. Hey, this jump fluent. Hey, it's like butter. It just spread across smoothly. Because, like you said, hey, that joint right there, the Leopold, that brother had missionaries all through this joint. Let me see right quick. I'm glad you said that. Let me get it right fast. Bam. Yeah. Let's look at this. What you say, missionaries? Now look what's the title of this. Letter from King Leopold II of Belgium to colonials, missionaries. Like you said, the missionaries in 1883. This is this is how.
Hey bro.
Huh?
Hey bro. It's crazy. Hold on. You reading this right. Everybody who listening to us right now, we did not rehearse none of this. We did not rehearse none of this. It's just moving and grooving. That's why he said it's flowing like butter, because we didn't rehearse this. We ain't come together to be like, hey, this is what we gonna do. No. We sitting here that's why we call it Freestyle Sunday, even though this is on a Tuesday. Freestyle Sunday. Because we just letting the spirit flow. We just moving along. And I pray, and for real, man, through the spirit of the Most High, we bringing out valuable information. We didn't see. Of course, me and this brother, we talk about a lot of things. We talk about things, but we didn't, concerning these things that we bringing out and that we bring out to y'all. We don't rehearse these things.
Nah.
We didn't rehearse. It's just moving. It's just moving like that. It's the spirit, man.
Hey, praise the Most High. Yeah, the spirit. Yeah, buddy. Hey, like you said, hey, we ain't practicing this Freestyle Sunday podcast. Hey, some stuff we might script, hey, I got this, hey, I got that. But majority of it is just freestyle, going wherever the wind blow. We know the wind is what? The Holy Spirit. Breath. So yeah. But we was talking about the missionaries. Check it out. This is a letter that Leopold had wrote. And in this letter, he was giving out key information to the people that he took crafty counsel with. Goes back to that. That's why I brought out them words earlier when we first started off. That's exactly why we broke down them two words, crafty and counsel. Let's get some of this. Let's read some of this to give people some understanding a little bit. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so they can see it better. Okay. This is the letter from King Leopold II of Belgium to colonial missionaries in 1883. It say, Reverend fathers and dear compatriots, the task that is given to fulfill is very delicate and requires much tact. That's the start of the Crafty Counsel. It say you will go certainly to evangelize. This is why you always see these people here in on the continent talking about Jesus love you and da. That's how they come in to make it to open you up, because they know our people is really spiritual. So they will start with that right there. Hey, let's go evangelize. They need help. God love you, which he do. But the way they present it is on some bull junk. But it say you will go certainly to evangelize, but here go key. But your evangelism must inspire above all Belgium interests. Here go the other key. Your principal objective and our mission in the Congo is never to teach the Negroes. It say never to teach the Negroes to know the Most High God. So their mission is to never teach them the true God, but turn them away. That's why we read that Deuteronomy 32. Because in Deuteronomy 30:32, the Most High said that you have turned me away, or you have turned me to anger by going after other gods. So these people, these missionaries, or whatever you want to call them, they came into the land, and their principal object in our mission, or in the mission in the Congos, is never to teach the Negroes or the N-words. I don't want to offend nobody. The N-words to know God. That's their job. That's why you see all these evangelists, quote unquote, evangelizing over here on the continent. They're not here to teach you God. They're here to teach you a different God, to dumb you down, to turn you away from the true God. Look at that.
Hey, bro, how you gonna teach God's people about God? How you gonna teach God's people about God? That's why I say this. They already know. They already know God because they're His people.
Yep. Exactly. And this in the Congos, not Israel. This is in the Congos. They are His people. You absolutely right. How can they teach God people about God? They already know it.
Hey, look at this. Check this out. The next line you finna read, we know Swahili. We know Swahili. Mungu is God. Mungu is God in Swahili. So listen, he said they speak and submit to a God, not the gods, but a God, the Most High. They know who we are. And then it says one Nzambi and one Zakomba.
It's all Swahili right here. They speaking in their tongue. These people know exactly who land that they came into. They know exactly what land that they came into, should I say. They know exactly what they was doing when they sent their evangelists into this land. That's why he said the line before, you can't teach them to know God because they already know Him. They speak and submit to a Mungu, a God. One Mzambi. Dog, these people know exactly who they was messing with. That's why in Psalms 83, it was talking about in the first few verses how what did he say? Basically they made a tumult against the hidden ones. These are the hidden ones. The Congo people, those are some of the hidden ones. Them Israelis, them folks ain't hidden. Them, they are wide open, looking like wizards, walking around all day looking crazy. Those people not hidden. We see them every day. They know who, well, they think they know who they is. But according to scripture, it said the name of Israel will be no more in remembrance. And this how they did it. They start sending these people in here, brainwashing us and all that stuff, putting Islamic temples over here, putting Catholic temples over there, Sunday worship temples over here. Let's teach them another God. Don't teach them a God. Teach them another God. That's what they was doing. They say, and what else? I don't know. They know that to kill, to sleep with someone else's wife. They say they know how to do all that. To lie and to insult is bad. They know all this stuff. Talking about our ancestors, we know that this stuff is bad. So they basically saying we got to teach them the opposite of it. Teach them how to sleep and fornicate with women, adultery. Teach them adultery. Teach them how to lie. It say, have courage to admit it. You are not going to teach them what they know. Wait, oh shoot, it say you're not going to teach them what they know already. This is what Leopold telling his evangelists. This is a letter that he wrote to them. He said, don't teach them what they know already. What else he say? Your central role is to facilitate the task of administrators and industrials, which means you will go to interpret the gospel in the way it will be the best to protect your interests. Whoo, bro, hold up. Let's read that again. Because, dog, that's real talk. This is what they doing. You will go to interpret the gospel in the way it will be the best to protect your interests in that part of the world. This why they send them evangelists all through Africa and all these local areas over here, so they can teach the gospel according to their particular interests. Why are you here? Oh, because Jesus loves you. That's how they gonna start it off. This is why we here. We here to give you Jesus and take your land. We ain't gonna tell you that though, but we here to give you that. It say, for these things you have to keep watch on disinteresting our savages from the richness that is plenty in their underground, to avoid that they get interested in it and make you murderous competition and dream one day to overthrow you. This is why he said do that, because one day they're gonna snap out them and they're gonna overthrow you out this junk. Hey, let me get a scripture right.
Hold on. Wait.
Yep.
Don't miss that point right there. Don't miss that point. He said in his letter, he said your essential role is to facilitate the task of administrators and industrials, which means you will go interpret the gospel in a way that it will be the best to protect your interests in that part of the world. For these things you have watch on, disinteresting our savages, which is our people, from the richness that is plenty in their underground, the resources.
Yup.
You're going to spread the gospel. You're going to pervert the gospel so that you can disinterest them, our people, from the resources that they have under their ground. And it says to avoid that they get interested in it and make you murderous competition and dream one day to overthrow you. So we have to, this is what he was saying. We have to pervert the gospel that they already know, but we have to pervert that gospel in a way in which they will look at themselves and their land in a way that is like low self-esteem type of state. To be like, okay, the diamond, that ain't nothing but a diamond.
Exactly. You can have it, it ain't worth nothing.
Sierra
Leone. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Blood diamonds and all of that. And now we not and our people not looking at them as the enemies, because we looking at them as holy, because they come in a posture as though they following the God that we already know.
And that's real talk. I'm glad you said that. But yeah, that's how they coming though. Like they holy or they innocent. There's no issue with them. We just want to spread the love of Jesus Christ amongst the people that's here. You guys need help. This how they make the people let their guards down, is through this. We over here in these countries, they got Jehovah's Witness temples over here, bro. It's no different from being in the hood back in the States. This stuff is no different. You got Jehovah's Witness temple, you got the mosque, you got the Catholic, the cathedral or whatever, Catholicism, should I say. You got Sunday worship. It's no different from the hood. No different. This how they let put the guards of the people down. It's coming like this. Make people thinking that they innocent. There's no harm. But check this out. I got a quick scripture. You still there, Up?
Yeah, man. I had to go and grab the the power cord for my laptop.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm almost there too. So we're gonna try and hurry up. But I got the scripture right quick, because this touch on what you was just saying. Psalm 55, starting at 20. Yeah, starting at 20, it say, he hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. We just here to teach Jesus Christ. We love you. We got an NGO. We here to help. These are the words that are smoother than butter, to let their guards down. It say the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawing swords. This what they doing. Because what it just say in that letter? For these things you have to keep watch on disinteresting are savages. Talking about us again, like I said, from the riches that is plenty in their underground. This how they did. They words are smoother than butter, softer than oil. So our people will let their guards down. Now look at them. They underground, mining, taking all the resources. This is what they did. They words were smooth in the mud. Man, that's pimping right there, player. Church. They words were smooth. Hey, that was they pimped the whole continent. They ain't have 2 and 3 bottom ones. They pimped the whole continent. That's crazy. Like, man. But look, the next paragraph, it say your knowledge of the gospel will allow you to find text ordering and encouraging your followers to love poverty. Dog, they got a gospel to teach them to love poverty. Oh, hold on. Yeah, my bad. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, there you go. My bad. I forgot I was reading them scriptures. I'm gonna read that again because dog, this deep right here. The next next paragraph, it say your knowledge of the gospel. Your knowledge of the gospel. Hold on, let me highlight it so they can see. I'm gonna highlight this whole paragraph. Look at this. Dog, this junk crazy. It say your knowledge of the gospel will allow you to find text ordering and encouraging your followers to love poverty. So they basically teaching the people through this gospel that they quote unquote teaching. They basically got them brainwashed thinking that they should love being poor, not having nothing. It say like happier are the poor because they will inherit the heaven. These are the scriptures they try and use. Just like in America, slave obey your master. This is a scripture they use over here. Happy are the poor because they will inherit the kingdom. Basically say that's Matthew 5 and like 4 or something. Blessed are the meek because they shall inherit the earth or something like that. I believe that's the scripture that they were trying to quote. It say, and it's very difficult for the rich to enter the kingdom of God. This is how they brainwashing the people. You don't want to be rich. Stay poor because God you got a kingdom coming. It say you have to detach from them and make them disrespect everything which gives courage to affront us. It say I make reference to their mystic system and their war fetish, warfare protection, which they pretend not to want to abandon, and you must do everything in your power to make it disappear. So what was Leopold telling them?
Hey, bro.
Huh?
Hey, but remember, it's crazy. Remember this prophecy in Genesis 49. It say Judah is a lion's whelp. Up from the prey my son have gone. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Now check that out. Up from the prey my son have gone. Why? Because they sent their missionaries to come in and cause us to, we had a system of warfare. We had a fetish for war. If you wanted to come over here and thinking you was finna do something, we like, hey, let's get it. We down with the war. Exactly. But see, they came in and had their missionaries come in and teach those things to take away that fetish, to take away that us wanting to protect our people.
Mm-hmm. That's real talk, and that's exactly what it is. We had a fetish for that junk. You come over here, look at butt naked. Remember butt naked? That brother had so much of a
Yeah,
fetish, he'd go out there butt naked and show you how much a fetish he had.
hey, there's a
Shoot.
general for anybody that want to look him up. He was over there in Liberia. He was fighting in the Civil War over there. They call him General Butt Naked because he would
Mm-hmm.
fight. He would have his soldiers fight naked. Now I don't know what that was about, but that's what that
Mm-hmm.
was about. And he was a straight killer. To the point
Mm-hmm.
of, Liberia's been a couple decades removed from civil war, but he still got hits out on his head.
Yep. Yep. I remember watching his little he was with one of the groups actually. And as he was being interviewed, somebody tried to hit him on a motorcycle.
I remember I seen that too.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. So yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, you see that there? I get this last paragraph for you, man. It say your actions your action will be directed essentially to the younger ones, for they won't revolt when the recommendation of the priest is contradictory to their parents' teachings. The children have to learn to obey what the missionary recommends. Who is the father of their soul? You must singularly insist on their total submission and obedience. Avoid developing the spirit in the schools. Teach students to read and not to reason. Their dear patriots are some of the principles that you must apply. You will find many other books which will be given to you at the end of this conference. Evangelize the Negro, the hey, that's what it say, the niggers, so that they stay forever in submission to the white colonialists, so they never revolt against the restraints they are undergoing. Recite every day. Happy are those who are weeping, because the kingdom of God is for them. Yes, sir. So when you read that, this is the whole game plan. This was the whole game plan from the jump.
Hey, that letter crazy though. Happy are those who are weeping because the kingdom of God is for them. They went through this thing in and out, teaching that evangelist crap that they was on. Basically, hey, be poor. Ain't no rich person gonna go to heaven. Hey, the
And you
kingdom is for
see,
you, buddy.
and you see how they aim their programming at our youth, though. They aim their
Yeah.
programming at our youth, and it's no coincidence that Christ said, "Think not that I come to bring peace, but a sword. I have come to put at odds mother against son, father against daughter." And in the letter, it tell you right there, once a brother or sister come into the knowledge of Christ and the true understanding that is able to make one free, when you come into that true understanding, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
your parents who have been taught and have accepted the things that were brought forth by the colonizers and the slavers and things of that sort, and the missionaries under them, once they begin, because they've accepted it and you reject it and understand the power that is in you, which is Christ, when you begin to understand that, this is why there's a division. This is why there's a sword. This is why he come to put odds between those members of family and things of that sort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, this letter though, it's still about 2, 3 more pages. But hey, anybody who want to read it, that's they can do it on their own time. We don't want to spend too much time. Well, I don't really mind, but you know,
We
anybody
ain't
else
we
who want to catch on to it,
yeah,
this the letter.
we ain't got to put everything into one episode. We got, you know, this is
No,
series, so we ain't
yeah,
got to put
it's a
everything into one
series.
episode. We can stretch it out.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I think it's about what, one, two. Yeah, it's about two more pages, but that first page just hit the nail with the hammer. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but your evangelization must inspire above all Belgium interests. Your principal, this key right here, your principal objective in our mission in the Congos is never to teach the N words to know the Most High God. This they know already. That's the key word right there, or the key sentence. Don't teach them God because they already know the true God already. They already know the true God. So you got to teach them some bull mess. Teach them Jesus love you. He loves everybody. You want to get raptured? Teach them that. You want to get raptured? But it's amazing how they was in the Congos doing it. It's amazing though how they was in the Congos doing this stuff. Like, why wasn't they up there where they say the people really at? They down in Africa doing this junk. And they've been doing that for years,
Mm-hmm.
many centuries, decades. Sure.
I ain't want to do this
Yeah.
because I didn't think we would have to. I didn't think
Uh-huh.
we would have to because I didn't know where this discussion that we dealing with tonight. I didn't know where it was gonna go. But let me pull out one of these old maps real quick since you said why was they in the Congo doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. If you don't
You should
mind,
be
let me
able to
pull
share
out
from
one of
your
these real quick. All right. Let me see right here. Let me pull it up.
but it's good you get that Congo thing too, because like I say, I got the Uganda plan just showing how they gonna put the Holy Land somewhere else. Or put it in Uganda. They was thinking about putting it there. They was thinking about putting it in Ethiopia
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So it's good you show that Congo
Mm-hmm.
thing. But that's the purpose of
Mm-hmm.
this Leopold letter too, with the Congo, when he was talking about it, like, why ain't you up there with them people uh, trying to do that evangelist crap to them? If they the true people and if that's the real land, why you ain't up there doing it? Why you down in South Africa,
All right.
almost in South Africa on it?
Right. Right. I think I got it right
Ready?
here. It's loading up. It's
Mm-hmm.
loading up. Bam. Here we go. Let me see. This is a map from 1588, the year 1588 AD. All right. Well, this is a 1588 map of Africa. 1588, right? Map of Africa. And this is authentic. Authentic map. So right here in the middle here, this is the Congo. Right here. This is the Congo. Right?
Yeah.
And in the midst of the Congo, you got this here. Now, you may not be able to see it because the focus ain't all that great, but it's IVDEORV, I think M here. Terra. Now, when you type that in and translate it right here, it says it's translated from the Latin into English, land of the Jews. Land of the Jews. Now, let's see if we can translate it real quick. All right. Can you see the map still?
Yep.
All right. So now let's translate this. Can you give me those letters? Can you see those letters?
It's kind of blurry on this side. Look like EV.
All right. Well,
I can't really.
it's a IVDE. I.
Oh,
Let me
that's
see.
an I. It look like an E on it.
VDE ORVM. ORVM. I think that's what it says. ORVM. Terra. All right. Did I spell that right? I hope that is right. Might be wrong. Hold on. Maybe that's N. Come on now. Come on, come on, come on. IVDEO. I think that's an R. I can't really make that
Kind of
out.
look like it.
Come on, see they playing with this internet tripping, man. I can't even get it to focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's blurry on this side. I see what you're talking about, though. It's just blurry. Look like it focused a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But you see all the mountains right
But
there and all that stuff?
anyway, that says when you translate it, I can't really make out the words to really be able to translate it, but when you translate that, it says it translates from the Latin into English, land of the Jews. Land of the Jews, land of the Jews. And it's right here at 0 degrees. Is that longitude? Okay.
Yeah.
Center of the earth. Center of the earth. Right on the equator, right here. Land of the Jews. And this is the Congo. And this is where Leopold was dealing at. And see, this is why he said you don't got to teach them God, because they already know God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Land of the Jews. That's why they knew who they were coming against. This is a 1588 map of Africa. And look at right here. Here you go. You see right here? Can you see that?
Yeah,
Judeo. Now let me type.
Yeah.
And you see what it says? The first part of this exhibit is a map from 1588 showing Judeo-Rum Terra, or land of the Jews, located in Africa. The second part of this exhibit is published text that explains the map. See? Oh yeah, you thought we was lying, right? So let me type that in. They thought we was lying. Jude. What is it? Jude.
Judae.
They knew who they was coming to.
Orum.
Judae.
Orum. Terra.
Now bam. I got it there. Now watch this. Now let's share this.
I forgot my bad. Here it comes. It's showing now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now here's the translation from what you see on the map. And that's the Congo. The Congo. And this map is from 1588, letting you know that those in those times knew where the land of the Jews, knew and understood where the land of the Jews was and who the Jews were. This was a concentrated effort to go against the Jews, God's people. I just wanted to bring that out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that out, though, for sure. Because it's a reason why he was in them Congos. I'm glad you brought that out. He ain't just go down there because it was a plentiful land. He didn't go down there because of the plenty of the land. He went down there for a reason. We can't teach them God that they already know.
Right. All right, man. Let's go ahead and wrap this on up.
For sure. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get this scripture right quick in Baruch. And once again, everybody that coming to this video, bear with us, because shoot, we over here in the East African area, and the internet ain't up to par like it would be in the States. It's decent, but it's not up to par like it would be in the States. But I'm gonna get this video right. This scripture right quick in Baruch. Just basically touching on everything that we did, that we revealed tonight with the land and how they parted it and all those type of things.
let me get this right quick. Baruch chapter 3, verse 24. I'm gonna just get this one scripture. This Baruch 3 and 24 say, "O Israel, how great is the house of God, and how large is the place of his possession." So I just wanted to get that to show that the reason why we was bringing out Africa instead of Israel, because the Most High said his place is very large, like it's a big mass of land that the Most High have for himself, as well as he gave for Abraham and his seed after him. So yeah, we're gonna end it with that. And Most High willing, we're gonna be back in a couple of days. And Most High willing, our internet's be running clear. We don't have no interruptions like we did tonight. So if y'all could just bear with us, give us a nice little second so we can get this stuff straight. Because the internet is tripping tonight. But it's your host with the most jokes and your man with the master plan. But now, we're going to see y'all soon, Most High willing. We're going to bid y'all Godspeed, Shalom, and, we're going to end it there. You got something up?
And they need to like, share, and subscribe with all this wealth of information being brought forth. The Most High gave us time to sit back and research some things. You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, it don't cost you nothing to like. It don't cost you nothing to share. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. Subscribe, man. Our Daily Bread. To my brother, Our Daily Bread. What's that? Don't you be doing Our Daily Bread still?
I do it sometime. We going to get back to that too. But this is just a little hookup just to show everything. Our Daily Bread, Freestyle Sunday. We got the Rumble channel. Check it all out.
Yeah, man. Check all that out, man. Check off all the boxes on what it is that we got going on, man, because it's a wealth of information being brought forth, and it ain't nothing but the Father that's supplying it, so hey, I'm out of here. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Hey, Most High willing, we'll see y'all in a few more days.